Happy Thursday, boys and girls. My name is Jeffery Mitchell, and I'm starting off with the premise, and this is the way I wanted to basically start this whole conversation, because I knew I was going to have this conversation. Who signed off on it? Who signed off on it? Now, granted, Mr. Benzel, Baltimore Cowan, has been in the band longer than I really thought at first. I was like, well, he's been in it 15, 20 years, maybe 10, 15, 13, 15 years. Maybe nobody needs to sign off on it. Then I thought about, well, if you're in a band and you make changes to the structure or something like that, does the band have the right to sign off on it? Who signs off on it? Who says, okay, that's okay, or we don't want to do that? I am referring to the drum pad. Every time I call it a drum machine, I'm corrected. Barry Chanel has corrected me. Olivera has corrected me. So it's a drum pad. I understand the difference. A drum machine will play the rhythm. A drum pad will be triggered by hits or kicks or whatever by the drummer. Who signed off on it? My biggest pet peeve. Not even pet peeve. I can probably say I can't stand it. But then again, don't get me wrong. I love having something not that I can't stand in my life. Every now and then, we all need something that just gets on their nerves. And listen to that long ass P-Funk with that extra hit in there so beautifully bugs the shit out of me. I'm like, oh my God, you can hear me in some videos. Turn it off. It's like, dun, dun, that little extra hit. Am I the only one? Am I the only one? Have you heard it? Oh, it don't mind. Oh, I don't mind. I think it's funky. Anything is funky. Anything they do is funky. Oh. And the people who say that, probably like 3GP. Those are probably the 3GP people. And that's another thing that let me do it. I'm like, who signed off of it? I'm thinking Mr. Curry don't like it. I'm thinking all the old heads don't like it. All the people who've been there, or should I say OGs, all the OGs don't like it. I'm thinking Hampton. I know Mr. Hampton probably don't like it, because he was telling me years back he wasn't with the whole Sentimental Journey Fat Cat record executive doing Knee Deep, because he said it wasn't authentic. That was back before I got it. I didn't understand the concept. Now I'm starting to get the concept. Because I admit, when Mr. Clinton started doing that, I ain't fucking with you in Knee Deep, I thought that was sacrilegious. I really didn't like that. That seemed like it went against the whole premise of Knee Deep and the whole essence of what Knee Deep to me was. And basically, the whole premise of Parliament. Whoops. Knee Deep isn't Parliament. I don't care. Knee Deep is Parliament. Knee Deep is Parliament. I think Knee Deep was Bootsy. No, Flashlight was Bootsy, and they gave it to Parliament. I mean, they gave it to fucking... Anyway, that whole I ain't fucking with you does not sit... I was going to say, does not sit right with me in my idea of Parliament framework. But I got used to it. And even anticipate it now. And that's probably not a good thing. That's probably not a good thing, and I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of it all, because I be saying, I ain't fucking with you, I be saying it right back. Right in the middle of Knee Deep. Knee Deep is sacred. These songs are sacred. What if somebody did something to Cosmic Slot? What if, and I think, and here's another thing, that drum pad. I'll even say, and I could be completely wrong, and I'm just saying it to get a reaction. I think one of those hits was out of key. And I don't even know what out of key means. I don't know, off key or whatever you want to call it. Now, granted, Mr. Chanel had one for the LA Mackets. And it might be true that whatever Mr. Chanel does is good. He can do no wrong. That is the definition of a drum god. Only because he's my favorite and I'm biased. But when he used his hits and stuff, they fit with the music in my mind. Subjectively, what I think, my opinion, the ends at the end of my nose, and it's all about what Jeffrey thinks because this is Jeffrey TV. When he did it, it wasn't as loud, it wasn't as prominent, and it gave One Nation or whatever song a nice little clap sound. You know, a nice little extra something effect on the clap, and it fit in. But there was a couple times at the last show where Mr. Denzel Washington, not Washington, why I call him Washington? Mr. Denzel Baltimore Cowan, who, number one, I have nothing against, and what made me think about that is of all this time I do these reviews, whatever if you want to call them reviews or a synopsis or what I think about the shows, I can't think of one time where I was gonna say I called him out, but that's not the way to say it. I can't remember one time where he did something so egregious that I had to mention him. And I'm just saying that, I'm saying that the wrong way. I'm not that arrogant or cocky. Actually, I am, but you know, I don't want it to come across that way on the camera. But I don't remember him doing anything so out of pocket that warranted a response such as this. So it's not against him. Against the motherfucker Holics. With the motherfucker Holics, I saw him. Good band. I like them too. I like the way he plays. I like how hard he hits. I like the pocket. You know, basically, he's there. And for him to go, I think it would have been 10, 13, 15 years or whatever now. You know, and for him to become like part of the woodwork, like Mr. Curry and Mr. Bajosian and all them who just so solid, you forget to even mention them half the damn time. Because they always show up, they do their job, and nothing, you know, you just like in there. But this drum pad thing, no. And then they come out for that whole long ass P-Funk solos where half of Baltimore, Maryland gets to get up on stage and do a solo. One right after the other, with that. And there was an 808 kick drum in P-Funk. No. There was an 808 kick drum. Doom. Now, granted, the first one was surprising and nice because it hit that bottom. It brought that bottom one out really, and it emphasized, and it was nice. Then, of course, well, not of course, then it doesn't happen too many times. That's not the era or the sound or the feel of P-Funk. That is not how I expect, how I, Jeffery Scott Mitchell, subjectively speaking, whose authority ends at the end of his nose. I like saying that over and over again because my mother used to say that. It feels. The 808 was too much. But like I said, the first one, maybe one before, you know, half of Baltimore, anytime each one of these Baltimore people starts taking their solos, you know, but not doing the whole thing. Like, doo-doo. It wasn't going to do every time, but it was sporadic, but it was too much. It changes the era, it changes the feel. And that extra hit, that extra clap or whatever the hell that was, is. And then also during that, you got Mr. Payne up there playing the cymbals too. I remember the first time he did that, I was like, Mr. Payne, what the hell are you doing? I was like, Mr. Payne. And there's another person who I rarely have grievance with. And grievance is not the right word, but you know what I mean? He's so solid. He's just in there. He's another OG. See, he's so solid that I forget to bring him up half the damn time. That voice, you know, the way he delivered, the OGs, the people who've been there. And I'm sure, what does Mr. Clinton say about that? Well, he's probably at the point now, I'm like, he's probably like, whatever. It's the final tour, I'm done. Y'all got to figure this out later. Y'all going to have to go and figure it out with 13 and 3GP leading the way. And Mr. Scheider and Brandy with Tanisha singing backup. And all the rapper dudes. And see who stays around with the band, because this is the final tour. Mr. Clinton is retiring, and this is what we're gonna get. Mr. Clinton gonna retire, and then we're gonna get 808 drum machines and weird hits during P-Funk through the rest of this. Now, like I said, when Mr. Chenault did it for the LA Maggots, it was like an extra clap. And it may or may not even have been in the P-Funk song. It may have been in like a Gap Band song or a cameo song, which would have made it perfectly okay. Fuck them songs up, we don't care. Do whatever the hell you want to them non-P-Funk songs. But when it comes to P-Funk, no. But listen to this music for 50,000 years, and I want it to stay just like it did when I heard it 50,000 years ago. I'm that person. I am a traditionalist. I am a radical traditionalist who loves things the way they are, who loves the routine, but loves every night, but revels and thrives and gets a thrill when a routine is broken. My life is a routine. I wear these same damn shirt and clothes every goddamn day. Same shoes, I walk the same way, I get up at the same time, every day. I have severe routines, but I love regular routine. You may say, well, yeah, this extra hit in P-Funk is regular routine. No. Yes, it is regular routine, but I don't like it. It don't sound right. It messes with the essence and mood of the song. That little extra that's going up. No, it's doom, doom. That's coming down. Doom, 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 doom. It's down. That up is like a no, maybe, now granted, maybe once every 32 bars, like I know what a bar is, or whatever like that. Maybe once, spaced out. Am I the only one? Am I the only one who notices that? Am I the only one? Raise your hand if you don't like it. I don't know if y'all can see, but my hand is raised. Can you see that? Am I the only one? Like I said, see, I'm gonna say, oh, I like it. It's cool. It gives people a new blah, 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 blah. Probably one of the people who never seen P-Funk live before say that. One of the people who just love pole power. I bet you the pole power people love that shit. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. I think I got that out. I'm feeling a little bit relieved now. And you can see when I'm doing this walk, and I'm talking it with such energy, and it's got my pressure up. Not really, but you know what I mean. I'm walking faster. I usually don't walk this hard and this fast when I'm doing these things. But this is something that touches me. And again, like I said, nothing against Mr. Cowan, but something against Mr. Cowan. Just to have something to say. And that, and I'm not just saying it to be saying it. This one, it gets me. It gets me. It gets me. It just gets me. It just throws the whole thing off. And then I'm listening, and it's like now I'm focused on it. Now I'm listening to it. The Wake Thomas coming up to do his thing. I'm like focused on that damn hit. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. I'm like, I wonder. No, I don't think that would be Mr. Payne up there doing that. I don't think that would be, no, it can't be Mr. Payne doing that. Because I think it was happening before he started getting up there doing that. And if it was him, still, no. Who signed off on it? Who signed off on it? Now, I do remember talking to Mr. Cowan a couple years ago or some time ago and asked him about that drum thing. And he said something like, wait till Mr. Clinton hear this, or something like that. I was like, oh, I didn't think nothing of it. You know what I'm saying? Because I asked him, what is that extra blah, blah, blah I was hearing? And so I'm assuming Mr. Clinton ain't for it. But like I said, he on his final tour. He on his way out the door. He's like, whatever. Do whatever the hell you want. I'm going fishing and gonna start painting some more birdhouses and paint pictures and do artwork of weird looking dogs. Roof, roof. And I probably didn't have to put that way, but you know how I roll. You know how today's media likes to be sensationalized and all controversial and have something to say like that. But all in all, again, I feel almost energized. I wouldn't say rejuvenated, but it's energized to have something to bitch about. I don't got much of that in my life. I almost got none, in fact. But that, I'm like, no. Not in P-Funk. I mean, you could probably hide it under some other stuff. Like I said, if it's properly placed, whatever properly means, you know, it'll work for me. And I'm sure I've heard it in the music before. I'm sure that I heard it but didn't hear it, didn't recognize it, and it worked. But this is just way too prominent. It just changes. It changes what P-Funk, the feel of P-Funk. Okay. You know how you get off a good rant, and you want to stay in it? You do your eyes like this, because you ain't ready to be happy, or you ain't happy to let it go yet. It's still like in you, because you got yourself worked up. But that's what this is for. That's what these talks, to these open talks to myself are for. To get all that out. To express it and to release it. And to probably express it is the word, to get it out. Whether I'm heard or not, just to get it out. Well, anyway, I don't know if I'm gonna swing on y'all this time, but I'm gonna swing on y'all one time. I'm gonna swing on y'all one time for the funk. One time for the funk. Swinging on y'all one time for the funk.